I hope most of you got the solution, but those of you who didn't get the solution yet, you guys can follow along with me in this solution video. But I'll request you guys to give it another serious try, and then you can take some hint from this video and start implementing on your own. The first hint for you guys is a map can store any type of value. It doesn't have to be primitive data type. It can also store a collection as its value. Now this means you can store a list of items in a map as value. So if I write a statement like this, maybe string, comma, list of string, this is possible. So this is your first hint. Now if you think that you can implement it on your own, please pause the video here and give it another try. Okay, so let's break down our problem statement. First of all, we need to create our post data. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a list for Apex category, and I'm going to create another list for Lightning category. So let's quickly do that. And this list is going to store the strings because we want to store the post title here. So let's call it Apex posts and new list. Here let's initialize our list with the predefined values, and these are demystifying Apex collections. And there's another post which is data types and variables in Apex. So this is our first list. Let's create the second list as well, which will be very similar to our first list. And this time I'm going to name it as Lightning posts. And here let's change the value. The first one is events in Aura framework, and the second one is developing reusable components. So we have two of our lists. The first list belongs to Apex category and the second list belongs to Lightning category. Here we are not storing the category anywhere yet, but we are going to do that in a map. Let me put some comments here. Pause for Apex category and then pause for Lightning category. Now what we should do, we should create a map where in the map keys we are going to store the category, and in the values we are going to store these lists. So let's put a comment here, map to store the categories and post lists. Okay, awesome. So now what I can do, I can name this map as all posts, and then let's initialize our map. So this map is going to have strings as its keys, and it's going to have list of string as its values. So let's insert the first item in our map, which will be Apex post. Let me first put a comment here. Insert Apex post. We are going to use the put method on map class, and here first we need to give the ID, which should be Apex because Apex is the category, and then the value. And here value is list of string, so we can simply copy our Apex post variable and paste it here. So this is how you can store your Apex post. Now let's store our Lightning post as well. Let's copy this statement from here, paste it here. Let's change the category to Lightning, And then let's change the list to lightning posts. And in the end, we have to print all our posts along with their category. So what we need to do, we simply need to put this all posts map in a debug statement. So let's do that. Awesome. And let's put a comment here, printing all posts along with their categories. And then let's execute this code. And let's click on this debug mode. Awesome, it works. First we see our category, then the posts in that category, then we see our second category and the post in that category. I think I have a spelling mistake in my second category. It should be GHT. Now I can execute it again. So I hope you understand the solution, and reading the documents is the key here. So after each and every lecture, try to explore all the methods from that particular class. So if you would have explored all the methods from list, set, and map, this isn't hard because here we are simply inserting some items in a map and then we are printing those. The important takeaway from this solution is a map can also store another collection as its values. And not only as its values, a map can also store another collection as its keys as well. But we should always avoid that because it's not a best practice that you have a collection as map keys, then it will become hard to access your values. So always use your collection as values in a map and primitive data types as keys.